Hello all and welcome to Bankside Cuisine. We're here on the banks of Fishwick Lakes over in Lichfield today, and we are going to cook up a nice spicy little chicken dish. Now we've got a chicken breast from Anton at the Hungry Carper. I've got some polenta, which is, we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute, and I've got this tomato sauce with chili paste that's already run through there, a little bit of pak choy. So first of all, pan's on low to medium heat. And what we're going to do is just start adding a little bit of oil to there. Now I've got this sunflower oil, as I normally use, in the little pump spray. Now what we want to do, just wait for that to start smoking in the pan. Meanwhile, we're just going to open up this chicken breast. There you go, so the smoke's starting to come off there. Now, that's going to go straight in out of the bag. There we go, skin side down. Now, what we're going to do now that's gone in skin side down, I've got some garlic granules here. I'm just going to over the top. A little bit of black pepper. And a little bit of sea salt. And you can hear that sizzling away. We're just going to start sealing off that skin. Now this is going to take a little while to cook, but what we're going to do, we'll seal off that skin, then we'll flip it over. And like I generally tend to with most of my cooking, we'll just keep turning it. We want to cook it evenly from side to side. We don't want to cook it half and then turn it over, because you just actually, it's just the way that you're going to dry the meat out that way, okay? So we'll flick it over in a second and then just keep turning it. Now, as I said a minute ago, we've got polenta. Now polenta's a lovely little deal. It's a really nice starch and it's made from corn. So it's a corn meal that's ground down. Now you can buy it in a powder form and you can mix it with water and then slowly cook it out. But this one, you can buy it in a supermarket. It's ready cooked, comes in a pack, and it's ideal for taking on the bank with you. We can just slice that in a second and we'll slice it through the pack and then just add it to the pan, and that'll start crisping up and colouring along with the chicken. Right guys, you can see the colour on this chicken breast here now, you know, it's colouring all the way around, but look at the thickness of it. Now that's going to take another 20-25 minutes to cook through, by which time it's all going to be burnt on the top. So what we're going to do now is actually butterfly the chicken breast. Now, I do actually prefer doing mine when you've actually started cooking it. So I've got a little board here, a nice sharp knife. Now remember to use a sharp knife. And there you go. We're just going to butterfly that and then put that into the pan. Now, I did just touch one very important thing. Use a sharp knife. You'll always cut yourself less. If you're going to cut yourself, you're going to cut yourself, but you'll always cut yourself less with a sharp knife than you will with a blunt knife, because you're not putting the amount of pressure onto a sharp knife that you do with a blunt knife to make that cut. And that's important when you're on the banks. The last thing you want to do is be cutting yourself and, you know, having to maybe visit A&E. So we butterflied that breast, so that's going to halve the cooking time. That'll be done in about 8 to 10 minutes now. So what we can start doing in the meantime, now we spoke about this earlier, we've got the polenta. I've now cut these into slices. Now you can see the texture of that, it's quite firm. There's a lot of flavour in that, and we're just going to put that into the pan along with the chicken. Right, so the chicken, there you go, you can see it. We butterflied it, it's starting to colour on both sides, but we still keep on turning it, so we're not actually going to try and dry the meat out. It's still going to be nice and moist. The polenta's in there cooking, and we've turned that as well, so it's just starting to crisp off on the sides. Now the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to use a little bit of pak choy. I'm actually just going to spray with a little bit of oil inside and just get that into the pan as well. So that pak choy, we're just going to crisp that up quite nicely, and the steam that's coming out of the pan is just going to help lift and cook that through. Right, back to it. As you can see, the chicken's now cooked. It's, you know, we just tested that, cooked all the way through. We kept turning it so we're not losing any of the moisture out of there. The polenta started to colour beautifully, and the pak choy is there. So what we're going to do, we're going to plate up a couple of bits, then we're going to add the sauce to the pan and then pour that over. So first, into the dish goes the polenta. Now that's going to have a nice crispy finish to it. Then we get the chicken in. And the pak choy. As I said, now we've got this sauce. I picked this up from the supermarket as well. You can pick up a tomato sauce, you pick up any salt, maybe even a Frank's hot sauce. But this is a nice little tomato sauce that's got some Nuja chili in there as well. So it's going to be nice and spicy, but quite sweet and robust as well. Really, really match the flavours with the polenta and that chicken. Just going to turn that stove up. Now we've added that in afterwards, purely for the fact with the polenta might start to crumble with the sauce, and we didn't want that to happen. And we're just going to coat the chicken over and just going to lift the pak choy off, but it's actually going to lift all of the flavours from the residue of the chicken in the pan as well, just by adding that into there and heating it through. There you go guys, that sauce is now just starting to simmer up. That's warm enough, that's perfect. All we're going to do is just lift that back off. And there we have the finished dish. So we've got some nice pan-fried chicken, polenta, some pak choy and a Nuja chili sauce. Now that's going to warm you up on a cold day like today.